I think horror movies are probably the perfect genre for you.
Yeah, because I like scary shit.
You also say the shit that you come up in your mind is much scarier than what most people put in a movie.
The problem with some horror movies is that horror and gore go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that. And
do you get disgusted by the gore because it makes you unsettled, or is it because it looks fake? Or does it trigger you?
It's more triggering intrusive thoughts. Yeah, but The Ring I watched and it was very scary.
You watched that recently?
When I sent you all that horror shit.
What, today?
No, the other day I texted you at like 1 a.m. and I was like, and you were like, yo, it's too late for this.
Oh yeah, you sent me that video.
Yeah. What's The Grudge?
I believe that was another Asian movie that they Americanized.
The Ring vs. The Grudge. Official trailer.
Oh man.
It's almost 20 years since those original movies came out.
Let them fight.
To be fair, they did make Godzilla versus The Grudge.
Yeah, I was...
Godzilla versus everything.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what's with... We had Alien and Predator, and then all of a sudden they meet. We have Superman and Batman, and we have to meet...
Well, Superman and Batman are under the same comic book, to be fair.
I know, but they made the movie
Alien
anyway.
and Predator had nothing to do with each other.
I know, and they made the movie anyway, so, like, where's the logic? How did... The alien is what, from outer space?
Here's what happens. There's a bunch of people in suits, and they're in a boardroom.
No, I meant, like, logically...
Like, we have this...
Money?
We have Alien, we have Predator.
They're making a lot of money.
We just do this.
Oh!
We'll make double the money.
Yeah.
We'll get the Alien fans and the Predator fans.
No, but, like, how do you even twist that?
They don't care. When you watch
because
a movie...
I feel like the Predator came out so long ago, it has history.
Mm-hmm.
It has an origin story, I'm sure. So does the Alien. And you're just throwing all that shit away and being like, yeah, they somehow met! Oh, on a Tuesday!
They're from space.
Yeah!
They're both from space.
Woo, like...
No, that's literally what it comes down to. We have these two properties, and what do? We have nothing left to do with them. Let's just put them together.
It's the Avengers.
Yeah, but the
Avengers I think is stupid.
The Avengers was built to do that, though. Alien and Predator had nothing to do with each other from the beginning.
And neither did Godzilla vs. King Kong?
They're doing Godzilla vs. King Kong now.
But did Godzilla know King Kong?
No.
They didn't know each other.
They're just two monsters.
So how do they even meet?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It never matters. Nothing we do matters.
As long as they're on the screen at the same time.
Exactly. Whatever we have to do to get these two properties on the screen at the same time.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
Also, with the new Godzilla and King Kong movie, they were saying, well, King Kong isn't big enough. King Kong's supposed to be like 30, 35 feet.
So one's growing or one's shrinking. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Let's
so
get that money.
That's what they did, is they made King Kong basically the size of Godzilla just to make it work. In the new movie that's coming out, Godzilla vs. King Kong has been something they've been trying to do for a while. Dracula vs. Frankenstein.
That's a thing?
Probably. They're both public domain at this point, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone did that.
But first of all, yep, 1971.
They were early.
3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, not good. Those movies are never good. Because, like you said, there's no reason for this. We have
look,
Dracula.
Count Dracula forces fun park operator Dr. Frankenstein to revive his infamous monster. What? It just...
I bet if you type in Dracula or Frankenstein versus anything, there's going to be like 20 movies of them fighting a different monster.
The Ghost of Frankenstein, The House of Frankenstein, The House of Dracula.
Yeah.
Why are there so many...
Frankenstein, because they're public domain, so you don't have to pay for the rights to use them. So if I want to make a movie, but I want to use it off of existing property, I'm going to use Dracula or Frankenstein. Because people are going to recognize...
Or werewolves.
And I don't have to pay to use them.
Right, there is no the werewolf. There's just... It's a thing.
Werewolves.
Vampires.
Jekyll and Hyde's another one. All those...
Really? That's a book, though, isn't it?
The copyright law is anything after 100 years after it's made is public domain.
Oh, that's why America steals a lot of these Japanese folktales and foreign folktales and stuff, like Chupacabra. So has there ever been a good Frankenstein movie?
Yeah, I think...
Or Dracula movie?
They
weren't meant to be movies to begin with.
You know the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond? It's going to sound weird, but yeah.
Ray Romano?
No, not the dad. The Peter Boyle. The old man.
Doesn't he also play Costanza's dad?
No, that's Jerry Stiller.
How do you know all these people? How do you just keep this in your brain?
Well, because, I grew up with TV and shit, and they were on, like, the two biggest shows on television.
Yeah, but I only know it was Costanza's dad. That's crazy. I didn't even know he did anything else.
Oh, yeah, he's Ben Stiller's dad. You know who Ben Stiller is, right? Yeah.
Nightmare Before the Museum? Sorry, The Museum After Dark or something?
The Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum.
Yeah,
I was going to say The Museum at Night was my
he was his dad.
That's crazy. I mean, it's not that crazy.
That's
Who's a better actor?
I mean, Jerry Stiller was like fucking huge back in the day.
Ben Stiller, I only hear him in jokes about Ben Stiller.
Yeah, Ben Stiller's okay, but
I heard every Ben
Jerry
Stiller movie is just a
Jerry
Ben Stiller
Jerry
movie.
Stiller's funnier.
Yeah.
There's no way. But I was about to say, the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond, he was in a movie called Son of Frankenstein, and it's supposed to be an amazing movie.
Really?
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
But Frankenstein, the original movie, was good for its time.
Well, the concept of Frankenstein is so good. It's so well written.
It's because it's a metaphor.
Why? How do you know all this shit?
Movies are metaphors.
Okay, what's the metaphor for it?
I believe the metaphor.
Like playing God?
Yes. I think
Icarus, flying through the... Okay.
Jurassic Park was a metaphor for playing God.
Mm.
Every movie has a message behind it. And the movie...
But there's so many ways to do the
movie is
same.
just a vehicle
You can
to
enjoy
push that
Frankenstein
message.
and Jurassic Park.
That's why the suspense of disbelief is like, yeah, you know Star Wars is stupid, but the message you're trying to tell of like never giving up hope and like...
No, but that's...
It's a cliche. You get the message of like good versus evil, and also you have monks with laser swords, which is really dope to see.
Can't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Um,
But Jurassic Park, great movie about dinosaurs, but also a story about playing God.
mm,
And then you don't
and
work.
Frankenstein is similar.
Mhm.
Because didn't he just want a friend or something?
No, I think he just wanted to do it. I
Oh,
don't know.
just
I
because we
don't
can
know.
do it, what if we should?
I don't know the story of Frankenstein that well. I just know that he's just an amalgamation of body parts. and
Right.
he gets-
And a lot of these old stories are so well done. Like,
well, I mean, books and stories like that are stuff
way
from the
more
Bibles.
detailed a lot of times.
Well,
than,
yeah,
like,
that's just the
movies.
medium.
And then the movie kind of waters it down, it seems. 'Cause they can't fit.
They can't
It'd
fit
be a-
the details of the
It'd be a
flowers.
7-hour movie.
But also, the factor of an imagination comes into play.
Right,
with the
where,
book.
like you
Where in
said,
a movie you don't have the time to do that.
like you said, like in a book they can take the time to describe something. In a movie they just show it in a frame and you catch it if you do.
It's pretty weird that we went from books to movies to internet now. The way the medium has just gotten faster in delivering a message
Yeah.
continuously.
And now memes, which is, in my opinion, the fastest way to deliver a message, a picture.
Fastest way to get a joke.
Well, I think a meme is just anything that's a picture accompanied by word.
Yeah, well,
It's not necessarily.
it's words with context.
Yeah, but
It's genius.
yeah.
I love
it
memes.
is.
I think memes are the funniest thing ever.
No.
Ever.
Well, you haven't been around. You got a lot longer to live, so they might come out with like video memes.
Better memes. They have video memes.
GIFs.
GIFs.
Sorry. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the old stories are just butchered to shit because, like you said, anyone
Most
can
of those
do 'em.
stories are like not long enough to fit a feature-length film, so they pad it out. with a bunch of-
Frankenstein?
The story of Frankenstein, I don't think, is that long.
Oh, so you're saying they have to add filler
They had filler.
and like romance?
Romance.
I hate when they add like a
subplots.
romantic.
We just
Yeah.
did it so the actor could hook up with a hot actress.
or something like that, and like it just doesn't always make sense, or it's not.
It's cheap.
I hate when there's like an Asian woman in a movie and she's clearly just placed there to like fall in love with some white guy.
Most women. Do you know about the Bechdel test?
No.
There's this.
Oh, isn't it the feminism test?
The movie passes a Bechdel test when two females are talking in a movie not about a man.
So that already I'm thinking of shows like Sex and the City where the
Talking
women
about-
are just there talking about men. But I do think that it's
Women.
unfair because there are men shows that care about relationships too.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes there are just shows about relationships, and that's why we care. The relationships
well,
is why we care.
We talk about movies that just throw in a love interest. Sometimes the man is just going on an adventure and then he just happens to fall in love with the love interest or the damsel in distress.
And what I always hate about like the James Bonds and the Tom Cruise movies is they use the Asian women as just like these exotic
Oh yeah.
things.
James Bond recently has changed the way they write their female characters, where they're more involved in the narrative.
Yeah, like
Because they realize you have to modernize. You have to.
yeah, because I remember I watched a lot of James Bond movies growing up, not fully, but like with my dad on TV. And he's always falling in love with Russian girls, Asian girls, these foreign.
Wherever he's placed for that.
Yeah, and if they're black, they're like more Afro-American than African-American.
Yeah.
Like they have like the picked afros and they're like a 70s. Like
Cliche.
they're, yeah,
It's all
super
the
like
cliche.
not cool, bro.
Yeah, I'll say the
Like,
new
it's
movies.
lazy.
The new movies are a lot better. I think the new movies do a good job of realizing the flaws of the character of James Bond. Yeah, he's a womanizing and killer, but they show the results of being that womanizing killer. Where
really?
He can't get emotionally attached to
Because
anyone.
it used to just be the new movie starred and the old lady.
Oh yeah, and everything would work out.
continuation.
But this James Bond has, at least the Daniel Craig ones, he has more depth. There's a scene where he kills somebody and he goes into his hotel room and he just drinks profusely because he doesn't know how to deal with the emotional trauma.
Well, that's a real emotion.
It's a real emotion, and it adds a lot of depth to a character that
Yeah.
people just look at as an action star.
How many people do you need to kill the one guy that you need to kill? Usually there's one guy you need to kill, but to get through him, we need to kill 750.
Yeah.
And we need to see it all.
Yes. All of it.
Every round.
Yes.
Every clip.
There's bodies in the street.
Yeah, and they're not just getting shot and dying. They're getting shot and screaming and doing backflips and just being pinned against walls with 50 caliber bullets and getting shot out of the windshield of their fucking cars.
Murder
And,
porn.
Yeah. It's almost, like as if we get off on the worse the death is. We're not having just, the guy died. No, he needs to do a 720 backflip off a fucking dam in the Netherlands.
One of the most famous
with
death
one
scenes
bullet.
of all time is the scene in Titanic where the guy falls and he hits the propeller as he's falling
Oh
into
my
the ocean.
god.
It is brutal because the physics are
I know.
so accurate.
You couldn't have just drowned?
No. Like,
That's a human life, though.
They don't make nice movies no more.
I don't think they ever did. Because
No.
I've seen some old shit that, like, these old gangster flicks, like this one called Scarface. I had to look it up because I might buy a t-shirt of Scarface, and I was like, I can't. Someone's going to approach me and be like, oh, I love that movie. And I'm going to be like...
I don't think most people have seen Scarface. It's a long-ass movie. It's like three
Well, I just watched a few scenes, and I couldn't even stomach it. Just the senseless violence in that movie is disgusting.
Super senseless.
And, like... And I get it. We're portraying a gangster or something that he kills for no reason. But, like... Don't you have anything better to do with your time than this?
Making money?
I get it. If it sells, it sells. But and also, when are we gonna get tired of this? Where we just eat it up every single decade?
Unfortunately, with movies with lots of money behind it, they have to raise the stakes.
So there's just more violence instead of a different take.
Well, that was a problem with superhero movies. In superhero movies, always the end of the world. But I think my favorite superhero movies are the smaller scale movies where it's about character growth. It's about
I have no idea.
characters are supposed to change throughout a movie.
Well, I know, but like I've never seen a superhero movie where
There are. They exist.
like Batman didn't have to save the world.
Batman didn't have to save the world, but also I think that's a great movie.
But I think his world was Gotham.
Yes.
I think he cared so much about
the
it.
stakes are
The stakes
Gotham.
were high because of
The emotional stakes, I think, in that
Yeah.
story help raise it. Where most movies, they don't have the emotional stakes, and they're just like, oh, let's just put a big laser beam in the sky, and if they don't stop it,
Oh right, like a satellite. Oh, the countdowns.
Yes.
The countdown.
cheap trick. It's a cheap
Yeah,
trick.
where like the typing and the countdown, and we have to enter this code before this thing happens. And there's
I'm trying to think
a
of-
third
yeah.
character, and she's in like an air duct,
Yes.
crawling through, trying
And
to.
she doesn't get there in
And then,
time.
it's done. We're all fucked.
I'm really trying to think of a superhero movie where all those things aren't a factor, but most superhero movies are like that. I really can't think of any superhero movies where it's just like, oh, we have a time. Even the Dark Knight, they're on the fucking two ferries.
And then of course they're not just on two ferries.
One has prisoners and one has women and children.
And then in the warehouse they have Harvey Dent tied up.
Yeah, and then they have
and that's why it turns into
his
two
girlfriend.
Yeah, so it's like we're getting fucked 8 ways from Sunday. Like, can we just?
I think that fits more within the Joker character that he'd be theatrical like that, but most
Yeah.
movies use it as a cheap trick.
And it's like, how much wrong shit could be going on at any given moment? I mean, Batman is already. You want to talk about defunding the police? Get Batman some help. He's one guy for one city. That's like what? That's like a teacher in like some of these Ivy League schools where like the kids there's 1,000 kids in like one lecturer. Like, bruh, like
Yeah.
you gotta.
I would be scared.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be overwhelmed too.
Yeah.
You know how much crime happens in New York?
I think that's the point, though, is that it's supposed to be bigger than Batman. I can't
Yeah, but
fix
you
that
gotta
by
you
myself.
gotta help that man, bro. Like,
Gotta do better.
yeah, especially like you
Every
gotta-
time something goes wrong, you just put the bat signal on.
Yeah, like what type of shit is that? And for like petty crime too, like
They put the bat signal on and be like, oh yeah, she fell.
yeah, no, do you have any toilet paper? I'm out. Like, come on, bro. Like, so yeah, like the stakes are already so obnoxiously high because you have one guy to look after this whole city.
Yes.
That of course, the Joker would be the one guy that organizes a whole city of crime. It's perfect.
Well,
but at the
the
same
whole-
time, it makes no fucking sense.
The whole point of the Joker and Batman dynamic is they're two opposites of chaos. joke.
Where are you learning these things?
No, it's just
How do
like
you know these things? Who's telling you these things? I've never, ever
Yeah.
heard of this, ever. The Godzilla thing,
well,
where are you, what deep dives do you do? What Reddit forums are you
it's
on?
not
It's
even
like,
or-
discover, are you talking to the directors themselves, or like,
a lot of it is the directors themselves.
okay.
Information created by the directors themselves, and they'll explain.
Because I don't think I've ever seen you watch a movie.
I don't watch movies around you.
Okay, yeah, probably because
You don't like movies.
Yeah.
Why would I watch movies around you?
You're right. I'd be down to watch like.
I think there's movies you would. I want to find movies
I think
that
the
you would
movies
like.
I would like are not the movies you would like.
I disagree.
I like the Rat Race. You hate the Rat Race.
I think it's fine. It's a fine. I think it's okay.
I think I like movies.
but I wouldn't put it as like one of my goats.
I think you like movies that have impact, make you think, can have that.
Well, you like Jurassic Park. That's just. That's a
Yeah, but
fine
that's
thing.
like super surface level.
Oh yeah. No.
Like
there's-
I think I like how if I can stay out of a movie,
yes.
but still get into it. And
That's
be
what I
entertained.
want to. That's why I want to figure out movies that because I'd love to do like a watch. A lot of people will just watch movies and comments. I thought our comments on Jurassic Park were fucking hilarious because you
Yeah.
come up from it with such an outside perspective as someone who has no involvement with movies, and I come with someone who has a little bit more knowledge to kind
Yeah.
of fill you in on it.
Well, you just enjoy movies.
I enjoy
I
movies.
just almost don't enjoy them.
Well,
like, I
I-
almost I almost dislike movies
You do.
because the movies that like
Movies that
are
get
pushed
pushed.
are either the Emoji Movie or Scarface, and they're unobtainable.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people you talk to in movies, they just like violence, or oh, you wouldn't understand. It's a film, and
No.
they wear berets.
No.
Like, there aren't enough people like you that are like, yeah,
Not
all
every movie.
movies are.
There's in between stuff. I just would have to. I think you'd like a lot of anime movies because those would take you out, but they have emotional resonance more than you would probably think.
I don't like to feel emotions that I don't need to. I'm so emotional that like if something's gonna make me cry, it better be real. It
Right. I would never make you watch Up, which is about like an old widowed man.
would probably make me think of my grandma.
Yeah,
the whole
exactly,
time, yeah.
exactly. So I don't want to make you watch that, but I think you'd like. I didn't think you'd enjoy Toy Story.
Seems harmless enough.
We toys can see everything.
I was talking to someone, I forget who, but I was telling them about a conversation about Pursuit of Happiness. I was too sad, and I didn't want to watch it. And they were like, "Dude, there's a happy ending to that. You just didn't." I was like, I couldn't even get through it. Apparently, there is a happy ending, and he does get the job, and everything's fine.
Yeah.
But
Crazy. how-
why does it have to be so fucking sad?
Well, the whole.
Well, I guess because the ending wouldn't mean much if
if,
they're
if it was happy.
right. Like they're
Yeah.
sleeping in the bathroom. That's real shit, dude.
Mhm.
Like I, you know,
People don't know that though. People don't see people sleeping in the bathroom. So now that they are able to
and it's not just a person sleeping in the bathroom. It's the characters you care about
yes
sleeping in the bathroom. So now it's not
teaches
just
peop-
like,
movies teach
oh,
people.
damn, there's people sleeping in the bathroom. No, like where we are now in the bed.
People,
That's
people I
being filmed
care
in the
about
fucking
are sleeping in
bathroom.
the bathroom.
Yeah, like why would you want to feel that?
Movies-
Why would they make us feel
because
that? That's
they
cool.
wouldn't feel it otherwise. Movies teach empathy. You don't have to learn empathy. You're an empathetic person already. So if someone who's never seen a homeless man sleep in a bathroom will finally realize, oh wow, there's people sleeping in the bathroom and I care about them, they'll get that message delivered from a movie. The Pursuit of Happiness is supposed to teach people about, yeah, there's people struggling out there and there's people who just have shit luck and it's out of their control. That's the whole point of the Pursuit
And that's
of
another thing.
Happiness.
He couldn't get a break. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the point.
that's the point. Because that's what reality is.
But
for
that's
some
so sad. He just kept getting. He couldn't sell the units, and then he couldn't get the job, and then they're homeless now. A scene where
Yeah.
they're in the spaceship, but it's just the bathroom floor is damaging. Is emotionally damaging. It took me back to places that I never
Well,
want
you
to.
have that. You have
feel.
that reality.
I've
People
experienced
don't. People
that.
don't. People haven't experienced that. You're
But
experiencing.
they want to.
No, they're not experiencing it.
Oh, they're
empathizing.
watching. Right.
We talk about the
that's
difference between
interesting.
sympathizing and empathizing.
Right. They are empathizing for them.
They're sympathizing because
Sympathize,
it hasn't
right, so-
experienced
right.
that. It's a
Still
way to.
so strange to me because that ripped my heart out
Yeah.
because it's just too real for me, I guess.
Well, think about someone who watches that movie and they see a homeless person. They'll probably think differently about that homeless
Right,
person.
which I guess is good.
Well, it's that message. It's
Right.
delivering the message of poor people are people too. Even though it's obvious,
Right, because he doesn't change throughout the movie. The only thing that changes is status.
His situation.
Mm.
Something that's almost out of his control. I haven't seen the entire movie, but I know the gist of
It's
it.
heartbreakingly sad.
Yeah, that's not really a movie I would want to watch because I
wouldn't
can't-
recommend it. It's not a good movie.
No,
Oh, well, apparently it is.
It's a
because
great
it's
movie,
happy.
but the emotions attached to it are not something. you
I
enjoy.
don't like it, maybe.
I
Have
don't-
you ever seen a good movie that you didn't like?
Yeah, I think
How do you know it's a good... Well, it's like me and music, I guess.
movies that are well made, but yet maybe the message doesn't emotionally resonate with me, or I don't agree with it.
Right.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I watched them. Sometimes a movie can be well made, but it might not be my particular sense of humor. But it doesn't take anything away from the movie. Movies are
Right.
subjective, just like any other piece of art.